What is going on, everybody? I'm back making another video, and in today's video we're going to be doing a tier list of all the best and worst abilities. There are currently 13 abilities right now in Blade Ball, and some of them are way better than others. And before anyone says, you're not even that good at Blade Ball, how do you know which abilities are the best and the worst? I talked to multiple pros, including the skeleton guy that is, he's in 12th place now. He was like 18th in my video yesterday. But yeah, if you guys haven't seen my video yesterday, 10 tips and tricks from a pro on how to get better in Blade Ball, my second tip or trick was to use a good ability, and I didn't really have time in that video to go through every single ability and which ones are the best and why. So that's what today's video is for. Let me just mute my game because they're making a lot of noise in the background. And after we complete this tier list, I'm going to use some of the best abilities from A tier, and then I'm going to use the S tier abilities and show you why they're the best abilities in the game. So starting off with the very first ability that you get in the game is Dash. And I would say Dash is around a C tier ability. It's definitely not a bad ability, but it's definitely not that good either. The best use for Dash is when you're in a 1v1 and you dash into somebody real quick and hit the ball back at them way quicker than they would have expected. But other than that, Dash isn't really that good. It's C tier. So next up is Super Jump. I would actually put Super Jump in the B tier category. It's a little bit better than Dash because Super Jump can actually save you. If you get your swing baited and it's not recharged yet and the ball's coming right back at you, you can Super Jump into the air and it'll take a lot longer for the ball to get to you because you'll be like 100 feet in the air. And then once you hit the ball, you can hit it back down on somebody's head from in the air, and it'll be a lot harder for them to see the ball coming at them when it's coming from the air. So Super Jump, it's a B tier. It's okay. Next up is Platform, and I'm gonna put this in the F tier. Platform is literally like the worst ability. You just go up on a platform and that's about it. So I guess you could argue that it's kind of like Super Jump, except you just stay in the air, but not really. Platform is just an F tier ability, and I think everybody can agree on that. Actually, I'm gonna put Super Jump a little bit better than Dash, but it's not even really a B tier. So next up is Invisibility. I'm gonna put this in the A tier. People use invisibility all the time in a 1v1v1 situation so that they can just completely stay out of it. It's impossible for the ball to go to you when you're invisible. Even if the ball's already going at you, it'll just go at somebody else. So invisible is definitely one of the best that you can get for cheap. If you don't have that many coins and you want a good ability, I would start off with invisibility. You literally just go invisible, the ball can't hit you, and you can like walk up right behind somebody once you're not invisible anymore and try to get the ball to you and then hit them in the back with a trick play. There's a lot of things you can do with invisibility. Next up is Thunder Dash. It's a little bit better than Dash, but kind of the same thing. Dash, you just dash forward super quickly. Thunder Dash, you just teleport. So it's like the same thing as Dash, just a tiny bit faster. Shadow Step, I would also put this around right here. I guess it's better than Dash, but not as good as Thunder Dash. These abilities are all super similar. Thunder Dash, Shadow Step, and Dash. But for Wind Cloak, on the other hand, this is one of the best abilities that you can get for cheap, along with Invisibility, because it just makes you super fast and you can jump really high. So you can rush people super hard with Wind Cloak, jump way above their head, get behind them, and it's going to be a lot harder for them to see the ball. And you can get super close to them super quick, super far away from them super quick, so you can throw off the timing of the ball. And if you're good enough to use Wind Cloak, it's one of those abilities you have to be kind of good to use, but it's really good if you know how to use it. Alright, next up is Force Field. I'm going to put this as the first S tier ability because it's a little bit like invisibility, but obviously people can see you, except the ball can still go at you with Force Field. So Force Field's really good. You can get right in people's face when they're hitting the ball back to you, and you won't be able to get hit with Force Field on. So if you get right in someone's face and the ball's hitting back and forth between you really quick, they pretty much just can't do anything. I've seen people get rushed and the other guy has Force Field and gets right in their face face and it's just instant death. Force Field is definitely like a top 3 ability in this game. Alright, next up, Raging Deflect. You pretty much just hit the ball back really fast. It's just like having a second block, except you hit the ball back really fast instead of just a tiny bit faster. So yeah, I really like Raging Deflect because if you accidentally get your block baited out, then you can hit it back with Raging Deflect instead of your original block, and you'll just hit it back way faster. So Raging Deflect is super clutch a lot of the time. Telekinesis, I'd say that it's an A tier, but it's not as good as Raging Deflect. So the ones on the left side of the tier are going to be the better ones for that tier. And honestly, I would put Invisibility in front of Telekinesis. It's better than Wind Cloak, but it's not as good as Raging Deflect and Invisibility. Telekinesis is pretty good. It freezes the ball midair and then shoots at someone really fast a second later. But the person that it's shooting at, it shows the ball frozen in red. So you can tell when someone uses Telekinesis and the ball's about to come at you. So, I mean, it's good, but it's really predictable. It can save you a lot of the time. That's the main reason it's an A tier, because usually it's not going to get you kills. Most people are going to see that the ball's frozen and it's about to come at them, but it can definitely save you in a lot of situations. And it can sometimes get you a free kill if you just freeze the ball in a big group of people fighting and then it shoots at one of them and they don't have time to react, but usually they will, because like I said, it freezes for like a little over a second and people can see that it's about to come at them. Okay, so next up is Pull. I'm actually going to put Pull in the very first place as of right now because it's the best thing to bait out somebody's block. If you're hitting the ball back and forth between somebody, you're down here, somebody else is up here, you can hit the ball, and then when it's about halfway, they're already going to be blocking. So then you hit Pull, and then you block again, and then their block is still on cooldown. So you can just bait out somebody's block. You hit it back to them, and then when it's about halfway before it gets to them, you just pull it back, hit it again, and then their block was already used, and it's a free kill. Also, when other people are fighting, you can get behind somebody, and when the ball's coming at them, you just use Pull, bring it to you, block it, and then slam it right into their back. So you can just sneak up behind people when they're in a 1v1, pull the ball to you, and then just hit it right back at them, and they won't know what happened. Pull can get you so many free kills, and it can win you 1v1s all the time. Rapture. This is another S tier, and I'm not too sure if it's better than Force Field or not, because Rapture is pretty much Raging Deflect, where it hits the ball back super fast and you get a second block in case you get your original block baited out, except Rapture curves the ball way up in the air instead of just hitting it back fast like Raging Deflect. So it hits it back fast and with a curve. So you get a second free block and you can catch people off guard by flinging the ball way in the air super fast at them. So Rapture's up there. It's definitely an S tier. And then Phase Bypass, I mean, the ball can still go at you when you're in Phase Bypass. It's like Wind Cloak. It's kind of the same thing as Wind Cloak. I'd say that Wind Cloak's a little better, so I'll just put Phase Bypass in B tier. Okay, so now that we're done with this tier list, I want to show you guys the top 6 abilities. So we'll start with Telekinesis, then we'll do Invisibility, Raging Deflect, Force Field, Rapture, and then Pull, which is, in my opinion, the best ability, if you can use it correctly. Pull, I would say, is at the bottom of S tier if you're not using it that good, maybe even A tier, but if you know how to use Pull and you click your block fast enough after you pull the ball into yourself, then it's at the top of S tier. If you're not accidentally killing yourself with Pull, it's really good. You just have to get good with it first. All right, let me turn off AFK. Let me turn my volume on. And the first thing we're going to use, like I said, is Telekinesis. And I'm actually going to buy some wheel spins to get Rapture. I've already bought like 30 wheel spins and still haven't gotten Rapture. So yeah, if I can't get Rapture, I really don't know what to do. Okay, we're in a game and the ball's actually coming at me. let me get the wheel off of my screen, and I'm going to show you how telekinesis works. This is, in my opinion, the 6th best ability. So I can literally just freeze the ball like this, and then it'll shoot at somebody really quick. The only reason I got that kill is because the guy was super close, and he wasn't paying attention. The ball was red for him, even when it was frozen that whole time. So he could have reacted to it, he just didn't. But yeah, I'll show you telekinesis a couple more times, and then we're obviously going to switch abilities. There's not that many situations where it's super good, other than the fact it can kind of save you. It's kind of like a second block, a little bit. So look, I'm going to just freeze the ball over there, and let's see who it shoots at. Yeah, it actually shot at the guy that it was right next to, but he had time to react. So yeah, telekinesis, it's pretty good in some situations, but it's just too predictable. It's at the bottom of A tier. It's really not a bad ability at all. It's just nowhere near as good as the top 5. All right, I'm going to use the ability. Let's see who it goes at. Oh, that guy just baited me with his pull. He was using, in my opinion, the best ability in the game. Right when the ball was about to hit me, I blocked, and then he pulled it back and then slammed it right back at me, but I already used my block. All right, so next up, we're going to use invisibility. This is the 5th best ability in the game, in my opinion. As you can see, the ball's going at me. I can just turn invisible and it goes straight to somebody else. And you actually stay invisible for quite a while. It's really annoying when there's 3 people alive and somebody goes invisible, because then you're just forced to be in a 1v1 and you can't hit the ball to anybody else. But yeah, I can just go invisible, the ball will go at somebody else. If I don't want to be in a fight, I can just opt out at any time. Oh, look at that dude over there using platform. Yeah, that's why it's an F tier. I mean, it's kind of like super jump, but it's slow. So it's not like platform's even gonna save you when you're just slowly growing up on a hill. Like, it doesn't really do anything. Look, I can just go invisible and make these guys have to fight. I can just wait until it's a 1v1. The only thing is you can't use invisibility in a standoff. That is the worst part about it, but it would also just be way too overpowered. All right, nice. Easy win. All right, so next up, this is one of my favorite abilities. The 4th best ability, Raging Deflection. Like I said, it's just a worse Rapture because it doesn't put a huge curve on the ball, but it still hits it just as fast as Rapture. But the thing about Raging Deflect, or just blocking in general, is you can move the angle of your camera. Like, I can just look straight up in the air and use a Raging Deflect, and it'll curve the ball around. So Raging Deflect, it's just a worse Rapture, but I mean, it's still good because you still get a second block in case your original block is baited out, and it still hits the ball back way faster than a regular block. So it's still good. 4th best ability in my opinion. It's just a lot like Rapture, but not as good. All right. 2 other people here. All right, now it's a 1v1. I'm gonna wait for the ball to get fast before I use my Raging Deflect. Oh, I didn't even need to. I was also gonna say that I'm gonna save it. So if you're using Raging Deflect or Rapture or Force Field or anything, you wanna look out for people that are using pull, because you don't wanna get your block baited. That's why it's good to have an ability like Raging Deflect or Rapture, because it's pretty much just a second block in case you get your block baited by a pull attack, or by somebody hitting the ball to somebody else, and then that somebody else hits it right back at you. So it's good to have a second block. But yeah, now we're in the S tier abilities. I got Force Field on, and I'll show you why this is the 3rd best ability. I can just hit my Force Field like this, and the ball can still go at me even when I have a Force Field on. But obviously, it just can't hit me. Let me see if I can get a really good Force Field play towards the end to kind of showcase why it's so good. Because in most situations, I mean, you just activate your Force Field. Oh, dang, that guy just hit me with a Rapture attack. All right, we're going to have to play another game with Force Field. All right, I really need to get in a 1v1 to show just how good the Force Field is. So let me see if I can get in a 1v1. All right, it's just me and these other 2 guys. I'm going to get right in this guy's face, and I didn't even get the chance to use my Force Field yet. Okay, now we're in a 1v1. I'm going to get right in this guy's face with Force Field. And as you can see, he cannot do anything. That's what I wanted to showcase. If you just jump on top of him with force field, as soon as he hits the ball, it's gonna bounce off my force field and go right back at him over and over. Okay, let me put on AFK and try to get the Rapture, because I want to show off the Rapture ability. I've spun the wheel like over 30 times. Like, I literally keep buying spins. I've spent thousands of Robux, and it won't give me Rapture. This is the most expensive ability, but it's kind of worth it. It's a good ability. I mean, it's the second best ability in the game. Technically, the first best ability in the game if you're not good at using Pull. Pull is only good if you're good with it. It's not that easy of an ability to use. Dude, give me Rapture. There's people that have gotten it in like 2 spins. I'm on like spin number 40 here. Come on. It's the only ability I don't have because it's literally RNG. Come on. No. All right, final spin. And it's not Rapture. That's unfortunate. Okay, so if you want to know what Rapture does, it's literally Raging Deflect, except the ball curves into the air. So let me show you Pull. I already showed you Raging Deflect. Rapture's the same thing, just a little bit better. It hits the ball back faster, and it goes in the air. I think everyone knows what Rapture does. I don't really need to show it. I wish I could have shown it, but I bought like 40 wheel spins and didn't get it. Oh, I had my AFK on. Okay, let me wait for the next game to start, and I'll show you why Pull is the best ability in the game if you can use it correctly and you don't accidentally kill yourself with it. All right, we're in a new game. Let me get some plays with the Pull ability, and I'll just show you why it's crazy. Dang, that guy just got a crazy Rapture kill. So if you wanted to see Rapture showcased, that's what it was. It's Raging Deflect, except it curves the ball in the air. I think that guy just used Rapture as well. All right, the ball's coming at me. I'm gonna try to bait this guy's attack. Okay, never mind. He hit the ball to somebody else. Let me see if I can get a good play. Oh my. Let's try that again. All right, let's try to make a play here. Like I said, there's multiple ways to use Pull. You can use it as a sneak attack to get a free kill from somebody else's fight, or you can just use it to bait out somebody's block in your own fight. So I'm gonna try the first thing first. I wanna try to mess up somebody else's fight, and then at the end, when it's a 1v1, I'll bait out somebody's block to win the final fight. All right, actually, I might just bait this guy's block out right now. Never mind, something else happened. All right, we're in a standoff here. I just got my pull back, and I'm about to use it. I'm gonna pull it back to myself, hit it right back at him, and it baited his block. The ball was going at him, so he blocked, but then I pulled it back and blocked again and hit it right back into him when he already had his block on cooldown. And that's how you win 1v1s with Pull. That's why Pull is, in my opinion, the best ability. But if Pull is too hard for you to use, then I would recommend just... Okay, I'm too busy trying to talk. I got myself killed. But yeah, if Pull is too hard for you to use, Rapture is pretty much the best ability. And if you can't get Rapture like me and you want an S tier ability for cheap, the cheapest S tier ability would have to be Force Field. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope I was able to help some of you guys out. If you guys did enjoy, make sure to hit the like button, comment some ideas for more future videos down below, and subscribe if you have not already. I'll see you all in the next one very soon. Peace out, everybody.